get on Twitch. That's it.
Yes, yeah, that is it. Welcome everybody to another episode of LPF. Oh, I almost said LPF debrief. Last Place Fire Team, the Last Place Fire Team show. I am your host this week, Chris, and with me are my two other co-hosts. We're all three together for the first time in 2022. Here we are. We made it. We're here.
Oh my god!
But
really?
yes, yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is.
Oh my god! I think it is. I think.
Wanna know why? Because I'm petty and salty about it.
Oh my
But anyway,
God.
I'm with my two co-hosts, Yendi.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Jesus. All right, and then Alan.
That is me.
All right,
I
yeah.
was prepared for my intro, unlike Yendi.
Fool. So how you guys been, man? Yendi, how you been this week? What's the week look like? I know we just did the show on Saturday, so.
Oh my god, you're right.
Jesus,
Yeah,
do you guys have no sense of time? You
we're
have no
stuck
sense.
inside all day.
Clearly we don't. If
I have a
any
window, but that's as close as I get.
if you needed any indication of that, I missed the show because I didn't have no sense of time.
Yeah, man. You know,
To our Twitch viewers, just before Yendi answers, we've been having an issue with Restream, where it just cuts out and restarts the stream. If the stream stops, just refresh the page, and it'll pop right back up. So I'll give you that little tidbit there. And I don't see that we're live on Twitch, actually. Can anybody confirm?
Yes,
We are. Okay.
we are.
All right, but anyway, how have you been, man? How's the week been?
Busy. I need a mental holiday.
Okay.
I need a
Okay.
mental health day because today I was just taking punches everywhere, man. Because
Yeah.
dealing with some of these people, I swear, it's like people refuse to use their brains sometimes, right? You prepare docs with the questions and answers to those questions, and they're frequently asked, and people are like, "Hey, how much is a mouse?" It's the very first thing. If you
Listen,
were to
man.
take 1 second out of your time to read the damn thing, it's the very first thing on the frequently asked questions section, but you glossed over it. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant.
I feel your pain. Okay, a couple months back would hold a sign, right, that would say, "The ride," right? The ride.
Where is the ride?
Excuse me, sir. Is this the line for the ride?
It says.
Yeah.
It seems like you got
Yeah.
trolled.
Okay. Do you know how long the wait is? It says 40 minutes. Is that a true 40 minutes? Is it really 40 minutes? You can get in the line and find out. But yeah, I dealt with that a lot. I feel your pain. But so you haven't had time to play anything, watch anything? I know you watched a little bit of Boba Fett today.
Yeah,
And
I
you
sat down
see-
during my late ass lunch, and it was on TV, and I watched episode 2 and 3. I
Yeah.
think because I came in a little bit late. I liked it. I liked what I saw. It was pretty cool, and yeah, man, the whole just exploring the whole universe, the Star Wars universe is always kind of fascinated me because of how much lore there is that a lot of people don't know about. I don't have the time. You know, I just don't. I would never willingly sit there and turn it on.
Yeah.
Right? I
get
just
you.
can't.
The best episode is episode 3. But anyway, Alan, how you been, man?
That is not true.
That's fine. Wait, yeah, I remember Chris saying something about you guys.
You
watching
can
three,
you can
saying it
literally
was
watch.
good.
You can watch our review on episode 3, and then episode 4 we come back and we're like, hey, we take that back.
So the funny thing about that, which brings us to, if you guys haven't checked out our LPF debrief video,
Alan, you got a lot of space above you.
I know, why is that?
You gotta move your camera down.
Yeah, but even though I don't know why it's so high up, because I think it's the autofocus, because this thing ain't going down.
It's probably left over from Saturday night. Anyway.
But yeah, so yeah, we talked about it, and then like I realized, because my brother pointed it out. He was like, at the beginning of the episode, you said you liked it, and then towards the end, everything you were saying was how much you did not like the episode, and I was like, you know what, you're right. So So don't watch episode. I mean, you have to watch episode 3, but it's not. But I've been good. I've watched Peacemaker, which is a pleasant delight.
Is it over with? Did
from
they
James
drop it
Gunn.
all at
Nope.
once or okay?
4 episodes. Chris
Okay,
needs to
I gotta
catch up.
Yes,
'cause
I
he's
do.
slacking.
Yep.
But 4 episodes come out every Thursday. It's funny backstory on that. James Gunn actually wrote most of that series while he was taking breaks during filming Suicide Squad. So he was just like, "Hey, I'm going to write this for Cena," and sure enough, he wrote that whole thing and he directed it. He directed plenty of the episodes there, and it's really good. It's worth the watch. What else have I been watching? I watched the new Scream movie. I don't know if I talked about that, but definitely check that out. It is worth your time also. And then I think that's it, really. And then catching up on weekly shows like Demon Slayer, which if you're not watching Demon Slayer, now is the time because it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I haven't played anything because February I've decided is going to be the month of gaming because
February
the
8th.
lineup for February is legit because for the 4th it's is Dying Light. Then the 8th is like Sifu. Then like the 16th is like Horizon. And then at the end of the month it's Elden Ring. So February is gonna be busy, but that's when I'll be having a little more game updates for you.
Yeah, I already beat 2 games this year. I started my list. I beat Halo Infinite, which I explained last show. I enjoyed it. Great, great story. I don't know how they're gonna make another. Like there is gonna be another one, but at the same time, they said this was a live game, so I don't understand what's going on there. But I'm sure we'll find out later on, or 10 years down the road, for the next console. I also beat Forgotten City, the Skyrim. What is it?
Mod?
The Skyrim mod. Loved it actually a lot. It was Bree was watching me play. It's not action packed or anything. You're like running around and talking to a lot of people, but I enjoyed that a lot. So yeah, and then I get Pokemon this on Thursday. I get it on Thursday.
Come out, huh?
Yeah, so I'll be playing that, enjoying myself with that. While also did some other hobbies. Streamed earlier today and upgraded the PS5, getting that ready. And then gonna be working on my keyboard soon. So waiting for my keycaps to come in. So very excited to show it whenever it comes in. It's gonna be very cheesy, but I think people are gonna like it. But anyway, yeah. So bit of housekeeping. We are still giving away a mouse. The Steel Series Rival 3. We are currently at 87 subscribers. Last show there was a lot of new viewers that came and watched us, and welcome to you guys. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to let you know when we go live or when a show comes up, when an episode of LPF Debrief comes out, and when we hit 100 subscribers, we will be giving away that mouse. So let us give you stuff. Please hit that subscribe button. Also share with all your friends or people that you think that might like this. It helps us out. Trying to think what else. Also, like we said earlier, we have episode, was it 4? Of Book of Boba Fett up from LPF Debrief, and episode 5 will be this week. And we have some other things planned. We're just trying to get our schedules all aligned in order to get that stuff out to you guys. But like I said, make sure to hit that notification bell and it'll let you know when we have that video up. So today's show, some news was announced today. Majority of this news is from literally today. So
we're breaking it with y'all.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So we're going to start off with the first one. EA has announced 3 new Star Wars games. So people are going crazy about it. They're getting really excited. So far, all we know is that one is going to be a continuation of Force Awakens. Not Force Awakens. Is it Force Awakens? Wait, what is it?
No, you're thinking it's.
I'm thinking of the movie.
It'll hit me later.
Oh, dude, really?
It's not Force Awakens, but keep going.
Fallen Order. Yes, it's gonna be another part of that, which I am very excited for, especially with. I kind of hope it's just next gen exclusive, and they just kind of work on that because we saw what happened with other games. But anyway, there's gonna be a strategy game, and then there's also going to be a first person shooter. that they're making. So we don't know what that is. We don't know what the strategy game is. So I wanted to ask you guys. We'll start with Alan. What Star Wars story do you want next? Like, do you want it to be? What do you think would make a great strategy game? Like, how would you want the strategy built, and what story would you want?
They do make a strategy game, and it would have to. For me, I think it should just be space combat. Like it would be like pretty much like how Rogue One was. That ending scenes of Rogue One's all those fights in space, and I think it should just be of the ships, because that's something we don't get to explore, like different kind of ships and stuff like that. So that would be it for me. I don't know exactly which story you would follow to do that, but I think that'd be cool as a strategy game, having like different, different ships to explore in the world and stuff like that would be dope. So that would be it for me. I don't know what else story you would do for a strategy game, honestly.
For me personally, I was thinking like Clone Wars, but you take essentially you take Halo Wars and just make it with stormtroopers.
Yeah, Andy's laughing at something, and he's not.
Well, because we're about to. Oh, great. Okay, so I heard something. Breaking news: Chewbacca was arrested.
Why was he arrested?
Why was he arrested? We're gonna be waiting for that joke. But while we wait, Yendi, what are your thoughts, man? What's the strategy game that you want from Star Wars?
I don't give two shits about strategy game. I just want to know what these shooters are. This title says 3 games, but in here it notes 4: a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, 2 first-person shooters, and then
2 first-person
strategy
shooters.
game.
Oh.
Yeah, right. The other 2 titles are first-person shooter. So 4. I'm assuming they're not counting
Jedi Fallen Order, I guess. Wookiee leaks. He was arrested for Wookiee leaks. There we go, everybody.
Oh, there it is. All right,
There it
sweet.
is.
Thank you for joining us. Yep. I can hear her laughing in the background.
You know she's loving every second of it. Every second of it.
Oh man. All right. Well, then we'll go to the first person shooters. What do you think? Do you think we'll get another? Do you think another Battlefield game, like third time's the charm? Maybe it'll work. Because the second one was good. The first one flopped. The second one, like I said, was good. But it just didn't keep people on long enough. Do you think they make a third one? Huh?
You mean Battlefront?
Yeah, Battlefront. I said Battlefield. Sorry, Battlefront.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's a lot of ill will towards that franchise now because how badly they fucked up the second one. But if it's under Respawn this time, I think was it under Respawn before? No,
not Battlefront.
No.
Maybe under the direction of Vince, it'll actually be something that's good and the fans will like, and I'm sure it'll have some kind of Apex influence. Did Battlefront have sliding? It's gonna have sliding.
It had a roll. It had a roll, a really stupid roll.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like the gameplay of Battlefront. It
was fun. I enjoyed Battlefront a lot. I actually go back to it kind of like sometimes. And it's still full of people. So
yeah.
But yeah. Go ahead.
I could see that happening, but I feel like they have something original in the works. Maybe something we haven't seen before. Maybe a bounty hunter game.
I would want to. I mean, we already have that one for. I mean, I think it's already out. I don't know. It kind of disappeared, but there was one being made for the Switch. That you were bounty hunters.
Switch games aren't real games.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like a real AAA bounty hunter game,
like a Boba Fett game.
Yeah,
because they had a Jango Fett game.
Did they?
Yeah, it was just called Bounty Hunter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, maybe something modern to really spice it up. And I feel like all of these games, can connect to each other eventually somehow. Obviously, same universe, but maybe they'll connect to each other and sequels, and who knows? But that'd be cool because, like I said, the lore here is crazy how much they have to work with. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Boba Fett game. I want another bounty hunter game like that. As for a second one, I don't know. I want something online that I could play with friends and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be PvP or anything, but like a Destiny style Star Wars game, I'd love that. That'd be dope.
Like a live action game?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's it's a lot to say. Like, it's kind of weird the space that we're in because they're just putting stuff out there, and I assume we'll probably get a teaser for one of these at E3. I don't think we'll get everything.
Probably
So-
Fallen Order too.
Fallen Order, but I think we'll get something else on top of it. Because at least this year we should see Fallen Order 2, right? A trailer for. And then I don't know, I think it's supposed to be released this year, but Knights of the Old Republic remake. I'm sure we're gonna get more news about that because we just got the teaser and that's all we have right now. So yeah. All right, moving on to our next topic here. Well, actually, no, Alan. Sorry, I didn't get to you about the first-person shooter games.
well,
Yeah. My bad, bro.
Can I speak?
Yeah. So what
Hey,
do you?
you
What?
missed one show and they forget about you.
Well,
No, yeah. So I think if they do a Battlefront 3, with Respawn, I think people will gravitate towards it because of exactly what Yendi said. Because not only would you have the Apex factor, you would also have a Titanfall factor. And I feel like if they're gonna make that style of a game, you could rebrand it and have it as Battlefront, because the end life of Battlefront 2 was actually pretty good. Once they got rid of all of the, the looting and all the terrible stuff that they did to ruin the game at the beginning, the mid product towards the end of its life was really good and a lot of people enjoyed it. So if they can build off of that without adding stupid loot boxes that, you don't, and a terrible progression system, which is the reason why Battlefront 2 failed so bad, was because the progression system was so bad. Like, you had to do so much in order to get it. But
and then people would just buy everything.
yeah, if
and
you
then
paid
they hooked the Top
$100, you
Gun.
got everything. So it was like, no, thank you. So I think if they can find a good balance with that, Battlefront, because Battlefront 1, the original Battlefront 1 and 2, like the PlayStation ones, people loved. So if we can get something like that from Respawn to do a part 3, I think enough people would gravitate towards it, and you would bring a lot of fans from Titanfall because people will see the similarities in there. You probably get some cool stuff to do. And me personally, I just trust Respawn, so I have not been failed by them yet.
Alan just wants another Titanfall. He wants
Well,
Titanfall back.
listen, that is always the goal. But when you know what, I've accepted my fate. We're probably never gonna get it. Okay, but if I can get similarities from other games, I'll take it. Like, Apex gives me enough of Titanfall that I don't So we'll see though. I think Respawn is a safe company to do this stuff with, because they just have that good background. They're fan supported, fans love them. So I think it's smart, because Star Wars do have, besides a few hidden gems, do have issues with all their other games. So I mean, you have your Force Awakens, you have Fallen Order, you have Battlefront, the original ones, and then you have a few other titles that people really enjoyed. So I think Respawn taking this mantle is a big thing. I just hope the other games don't suffer from it, but I'm excited for Respawn doing this.
Nice. Yeah, hopefully we get more news this year. I'm looking forward to all those games. Yeah, except for I forgot who's making the there was another Star Wars announcement a couple months back, but then we found out it's a story-driven game. It's going to be like a Telltale game, and I forgot what it was. But anyway, the next subject here, all right, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has announced today that he is in a new video game movie that will be announced later on this year. Nobody knows what it is at all. I mean, I'm gonna see it because it's The Rock, but I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on what movie it could be and what movie you would want The Rock to be in. So me and Yendi talked about it a little bit earlier today. I was like, oh, you know what? That's probably a good talking point for the show. So we've been saving it for the show. Alan, you have a smirk on your face. You look like you already have one ready to go. So we could start with you, man. What movie do you have in mind?
I don't know what movie he's going to be in, but I personally, even though he doesn't fit this character because of the hair, but if The Rock played Duke Nukem, I'm down for it. I'm so down for Duke Nukem Rock playing it. I think it would be hilarious. Obviously, you would tone it down some, but The Rock playing Duke Nukem would be hilarious. Yep. It's a good time.
Welcome.
The Rock, exactly.
Oh,
Just having a good time with it. I think it would be funny. What movie? I don't know a movie, man. Like that's a good. I can see him playing so many different roles.
do you think
You
Kevin
know what I
Hart
mean?
shows up in it? They would have announced it
I-
together, probably.
I mean, who knows? You know, Kevin Hart might show up as something. I just don't know. I mean, he's got, I wonder what would drive what I try to think like what would be something he would want to play, because now he's already going to be a superhero because he's going to be Black Adam. So I'm interested. I don't know what movie he would play, so I'd like to hear what you guys have to think. 'Cause I really don't have an idea.
Black Magic put God of War, and I don't know how I feel
No.
about that one.
No. Absolutely not. He cannot play Kratos. Absolutely no. Actually, don't even make a God of War movie. Just don't. I know they're planning on doing it and they want to do it, but they're gonna mess up the story. Just don't touch it. If people want to watch it, just watch the game, or let me direct it and have an unlimited budget. Thank you.
I
That's all
think
got.
I think Alan would tank the company. His body
What?
though
No.
would be perfect.
No, the person whose body would have been perfect would have been Triple H. Triple H has actually the perfect like. If Triple H could act, he would be a perfect Kratos because he would. But he can't. So yeah.
Well, Yendi, what do you think? What do you think, man?
Just, I remember when we were talking earlier, I said that game, but I think after thinking about it, really, he could play a young Nathan Drake.
No, we're already gonna have one.
Just kidding.
I'm gonna walk away.
Can you imagine him in a really tight shirt?
So Jungle Book 2, or not Jungle
Yeah.
Book, Jungle Cruise
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, no, but for real though, I think my first guess was Wolfenstein. That could be the
I
movie.
thought that was dope.
But I think when people think about like big action games, that's not one they really think about. So I think it has to be something a lot more common.
Yeah.
Maybe something like
BioShock?
no, maybe something more along the lines of like
Did they make an
shoot.
Unreal Tournament movie? That'd be kind of hard to make. It'd be like a Mortal Kombat movie, to be honest.
So
I-
that's also such a deep cut too.
Yeah.
There's so many people who don't know about Unreal Tournament. They only know about Unreal because of the engine.
Yeah.
And they don't even know about the game.
Fortnite.
That's true.
It's the
Yeah,
guy from
exactly.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah. Damn, I don't know, man. I just don't see him fitting a lot of those roles unless it's like those crazy action games like Duke Nukem.
Yeah, it
Animal-
would have to be something ridiculous. I think.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
The Rock and
Oh.
Animal
He
Crossing.
played the mayor.
Yeah.
Maybe Hitman. I could see him
Yeah,
being a
That's a
hitman.
good one. That's a good one.
But we already have 2 of those movies.
Yeah, but
Are
we
they
don't-
good though?
Yeah,
The
you gotta
first
think.
one was. The first one I like a lot. The
well-
second one was okay.
and this might be stretching it a little bit, but Hades. That's not a big action game. That's why I said it was stretching.
The Rock is the new
Hades.
Ash, and Kevin Hart will be Pikachu.
Oh boy.
I'd pay for that.
Oh man.
Far Cry.
Mm.
Which one?
I don't
3?
know. 3.
Yeah.
He could be the villain, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to imagine him in anything serious.
Dude, I can't.
I can't take him serious in anything. So it has to be something that's not.
I'd want a horror
That-
game.
I can't see him doing well in horror games either. I don't. His acting is only good for
Like
certain
Dead
roles.
Space or something. Like him being, but Isaac isn't jacked.
Yeah. Well, also, it doesn't necessarily. The thing is, you wouldn't use like Isaac because Isaac's face is like covered most of the
Yeah.
movie. The show. So you wouldn't use. They wouldn't make that kind of a high, like they wouldn't cast him if he's not showing his face. You know what I mean? Like
True.
Rock, it has to be something that he's going to be, showing his face in.
For him, it's probably nothing that popular at all.
Mm.
It's probably not even close to it.
It could be animated. You guys are thinking live action?
True. That's true. The Rock does do voice work.
Assassin's Creed Ezio.
God,
No.
Jack Ezio. Or wait, hold on. No, wasn't there a Native American assassin?
Yeah.
I don't think he's
He-
good. No, it's
It
not.
wouldn't be that though. It wouldn't be Assassin's Creed.
No.
Nobody would take him serious. This giant dude running across rooftops,
That's what I'm
flipping
saying.
off.
Quiet.
It's hard to take him serious at all because he only plays a few roles in my eyes, and I think, I don't know, he can't really do serious things.
Listen,
This is gonna be tough.
somebody said it was funny because somebody did put Tom Nook, like just the Rock showing up as Tom Nook. Oh,
Hey man, I'm gonna need you to build a line.
I mean, or maybe we're thinking too much in this, and it could be a Doom reboot.
That's what Yendi said earlier. He said Doom.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if he was in it or not. but
yeah, he was. He
wasn't
was the main character. Yeah,
Okay, so I thought that felt like that was forever ago.
it was.
I didn't
like
even
most
know,
of these things were.
to be honest.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
All
That
right.
movie did some cool things though. It just the story was crap, but it did some cool things with the first person view and stuff like that. So
Never watched it.
Maybe it is Doom. I'd put my basket in that he's just like, I'm back.
I feel like he would say something though.
Just
if it
like
was.
just like the Xbox
mean-
thing. I'm back. You know? So I don't know, man. It's gonna be kind of weird. I can't even think of what movie I would want him in. But man. Yeah, no, I can't. I literally
watch it be God of War. Watch it be God of War.
I'll be so pissed.
Who would
Like, I'll be so angry.
like, so God of War, would you want the God of War we have now?
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
him. Not so take the Rock out of it, right? Take the Rock out of it. We're building a God of War movie. It's the God of War now. Who's Kratos and who's Atreus? Atreus, whatever.
No, it's not whatever. You have to say his name right.
Atreus.
All right. Or you call him boy. Just the only two you got.
Boy.
Have you
I
seen that
mean,
video, the clip of the guy, like
yeah.
somebody cut all of it? It's like, boy.
Boy. Let's see. Who I would want to play Kratos. That's
Tom
always a tough
Holland?
question. To play Kratos?
Nah, it's Kratos. I'm
Tom Holland for everything.
No. Tom Holland cannot play all these young roles, okay? We need to stop.
yeah.
Let me see.
Tom Holland's
Atreus,
brother.
I'm not good with, like the kid actors because Atreus is young in God of War. Like he's
Like
not
9?
like, yeah. So you need like someone who's like around 13 that looks young, and I'm not really good like child actors, so I don't know who would play that. For Kratos himself, I just
Going off this list, Jason Momoa would be a good one.
For Kratos,
No.
I'd watch that.
I think so. I think he's got the voice too.
He does have a good Kratos voice. I will agree with that.
You
Then
think
he has
he-
to look. I have to see him bald though.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
exactly.
weird.
That's what I was thinking too.
Unless they do, because I mean they can do the
Oh,
ball
that would
cap.
suck for him. He's got a lot of hair.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
but he's not
care.
gonna cut it. They'll ball cap it. He'll just.
I mean, look
Listen.
at this. Look at this picture.
Yeah,
Copy
but this is
image.
Hollywood. They're gonna ball cap him if he doesn't want to cut it.
That's true. That's
Like
true.
remember, they have high quality ball caps. It's not just a ball cap that you made over there. It's gonna be able to tuck in all his hair and look like normal. It would be interesting to see him, with like bald. But I don't know. who...
I sent a picture in show stuff. It looks
Yeah.
pretty damn close, but one of these is Vin Diesel.
Oh no! No.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I
not.
don't think Vin Diesel is a good
I'm
one.
the God of War.
Gerard
Family.
Butler?
Family.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard
That'd be a
Butler's
good one.
Who?
Gerard Butler.
Oh, Gerard
Yeah.
Butler. Okay.
because he
Yeah,
he
see,
played,
this face is
yeah.
good. You're right, Andy. This does
Right?
look. It does look.
Wait, where'd
good.
you put it?
show
show stuff.
Oh, in the Discord, which
Yeah.
I cannot look at right now because I am using it to record. Behind the scenes. Hold
Here,
on.
here.
Oh, no, I
I'll
got it.
Facebook.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Sure.
but it he does look good. I think. Yeah, it'd be a tough one though, man. I don't even want the movie to be honest because I know what
It's
they're
all
going to do.
about
to it.
Family Boy.
And I don't want. I just don't want them to make a movie. I would be good if they didn't.
Who would be a good if he was young still, not Will. Forgot his name, but he's in Ghostbusters and
Oh, Tom Hanks.
I hate you. Ghostbusters and freaking Stranger Things.
Bill Murray.
No.
Oh.
The tall kid?
Oh, as a boy.
Yeah.
He's-
If he was younger, it would have been.
Yeah, if they would have got them early.
Yeah, because his.
But I don't
Isn't he
know-
redhead
No.
in
Yeah,
God of
but
War?
Oh,
the
yeah,
colored
yeah.
hair doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
None
matter.
of that stuff matters. Like cosmetic stuff does not matter.
People
at all.
would just want Kratos to look like Kratos, and then everything
Yeah.
else they'd be like.
But also, you just want, well, because I mean, there is story to Kratos and why he looks the way he does, also. So that's why you want it to follow that story, which is why, like I said, I don't want it because I feel like they're going to change the story, and it's hard to kind of like go to that point in time. Well, at least for me, even though I feel like God of War could just play it itself, but you don't get like the nooks and crannies if you didn't play the first three, so you don't get that feel the same, personally speaking.
All right, yeah. So that's gonna be off with that. We'll see where The Rock will take us next, with his many movies that will probably come out this year, and we'll move on to our next story. Actually, we have like it's not really breaking news, but on Saturday we talked about Raven, forming a union, and they are now recognized, as of 2 hours ago. That's what I saw. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Step
Step in the right direction.
Yeah, what did you guys like? Do you think for I'm trying to think of the question. Do you think it's going to be, do you think more and more companies are going to start, or do you think more employees are going to start forming around this in the gaming industry now that this is like a big step? This is a big one. So
I think a lot more are going to begin to push for it for sure. And then if they don't get it, they're going to strike, boycott, not work. Because they saw that it worked here.
I'm going to say bye to my wife real quick. So Alan, go ahead and tell the stream what you think.
Okay. So, well, I don't think Yendi was done. Were you done, Yendi?
Bye, wife. What would we talk about?
Raven becoming.
Yeah. Yes, I think in the U.S. they were the first one to be recognized, and I know that outside of Europe, outside of the U.S., some European developers already are unionized and stuff like that. But it's good that way. They can get what they need as far as a real work-life balance. They're able to have mental health be a priority now and just make better games. It's going to take longer, but I think that'll be a good trade-off in the end when we start getting good games again that are ready day one. I mean, hopefully it's a side effect of this happening. But also, just to give them just normal basic human rights, which is what all they've been asking for every time I hear about this. It's just, I think it's pretty simple what they're asking for. It's nothing crazy. And yeah, I would highly encourage everybody else to do it because it's only going to make everything better, I feel like. So yeah, that's my take.
Especially in a world where we have so many games coming out, I just feel like it doesn't take much for you to just be human to your employees and not work them to the ground. Like when they're saying they don't want to be worked to the ground. I think work-life balance is very important. You shouldn't be working your whole life you shouldn't be living your whole life just to work, which, is what we kind of live that model by. And on top of that, I mean, a lot of people are at work more than they are, with their families and stuff like that. So if you don't have a good work-life balance already, and then, you're working on something, and imagine how many of those, people are super happy to work for a gaming company only to find out you're working 40 hours in 3 days. And then and you have no days off and you have to crunch, you can't work, you can't see your family. And then usually they try to be like, well, you're making all this money, but it's like, yeah, I'm making all this money, but I'm also not doing anything with it. But working. You don't get time to explore, to do any of that stuff. So it's really
nice to have. It's okay if it I'll say this, coming from the company I work for, there are times where if I didn't like my crew at all, I would obviously hate the job. I would hate working and everything like that. It's always the people you work with and the support from the company. So there's times where we're trying to put something together for an event, and I get 1 full week of Hell Week, what is it? New Year's Eve just passed, and I was doing overnights, being up early. I was, staying like I probably saw Bree maybe 2 to 3 hours in that week, and the rest I was just sleeping and going to work and trying to get everything done. And then after it's over, it's like, okay, back to normal. But if it was a consistent, like, this is what it's going to be like all the time, then yeah, then it's trash. So I think if there's times where a company comes up to you and it's like, hey man, this week is going to suck. I know we have a lot of busyness, but we're going to feed you. We're going to be catered. We're going to make sure you guys are okay. If you need breaks, let us know. If you need to sleep, let us know, and all this other stuff. And that's kind of what the atmosphere that I got put into, which is nice. And unfortunately, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't get that feeling at all. They have 15 minutes to eat and then go right back to work and all this other stuff, and it's just insane. So,
are you still union?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Still over there. So, yeah. I missed the rest of that conversation though. So that's all I got.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, it's just like those kind of things. So I am happy, and I agree with Yendi. I feel like now that it's working and it's being established and stuff, that we will see it happen more, because now they know that actually we can, like, something can happen, because there's only so many times you can push back on like these workers who actually know their stuff before, like, that rope is going to end at some point.
Yeah. Because
a lot of the times companies are like, well, we don't need you, you're replaceable. We don't need you, you're replaceable. But that can only work for so long. Like, you know what I mean? There is an end point at it. And especially with the pandemic helping, because now people know like pretty much what they're worth and stuff like that. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to go for, whether it's mental health, whether it's just making sure they're in the right situation and being happy. A lot of people know, like, I'm not going to just take this job to take this job. Yep. So I think it's one of those things where now companies will have to feel like, at least just communicate with your workers, like, hey, what's going on? Like, are these conditions okay? Like, things like that. Like, obviously you have to make a good balance.
Well, communicate and do something about it. Because I've had those situations where it's like, hey man, what's going on? And I list the things, and they're just like, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then
and it's like,
again, yeah, especially our former employer. So, but you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's just things like that where you need to, there's a level of communication that you should have, especially when you're like you have the higher ups and stuff like that. Like you need to know what your ground people are doing, and those people who are literally building what you're trying to work for. You know what I mean? A lot of those people, yeah, they might not be like the highest paid, or they might not be, but a lot of those people are the core of what you need in order for your product to come out. Mm-hmm. So taking care of them is really important. And there's plenty of studies out there where people are working 4 days. Like, I'm not saying this is in the Ravens contract or whatever, or their union, but there's people out there who are working 4 days a week, and they got 4 days a week, they get 3 days off, and they show you, there's plenty of statistics that show you how much improvement of like work and productivity there is when you give people an extra day off.
Yeah, because it's like you end up you get comfortable very quickly, and then you end up knowing, like, you don't want to blink and then just be like, oh, I'm here. Like, I don't remember being at home. I don't remember my weekend. I just took 2 days and now I'm here. And you don't want that, because as soon as you get workers like that, mistakes are made, people get hurt. It's just a mess. And then you start losing people. And as soon as you start losing people is when those companies feel like, oh man, I didn't take the time to train this other person. So now crunch happens because we got to figure out how to cover this guy because I don't know what to do. So it's all going to be the union. I'm hoping the union goes well. They have the right people in there, and negotiations start. And I hope other gaming companies start taking this into effect. So I'm excited to see what comes from them. And what a great, like, Raven, what a great start with them. Like, it's great that it's them, and it's very recognizable. And what is this BS on freaking? Don't click that link, YouTube people. God,
nipped it in the butt quick.
Well, as soon as you remember the, like, I want to thank you, Twitch, by the way. The whole what was it? Want to buy followers or blah blah blah. I haven't seen that in a while, but now it's on YouTube. But it's like weird names. But anyway, I'm hoping I'm hoping everything works out, and I can't wait to see what other companies come next. Maybe the whole Activision thing with Microsoft. I feel like more things are going to change that way. So I feel like that'd be the next huge one. That'd be the next huge win. So, but we'll
I
see.
don't know if they're going to unionize, but there's going to be a big change there.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of it is just for, well, I didn't get to talk about it, but a lot of it is also just logistics and the actual passing over. And I think, I don't know if I haven't read reports since they bought it, but.
Well, actually, we should get your opinion now because you are the Game Pass expert, and you should talk about it. So what were your thoughts? We did talk about how, how quickly people were happy, but also were upset that I'm forgetting that guy's name, Kotick. Yeah, that he was there, but he stepped down. But also, he's gonna get, I think he gets $2 million. Well, if the deal goes through or something like that. But people just want him out. As long as he's out, he's out.
Yeah.
So,
but that's also a common thing when a lot of these CEOs and owners and things like that. Like it was just like the Clippers for basketball fans out there when he had that whole racial thing, and he was forced to sell the team for $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, you're not working there anymore. You're also just rich.
This is ridiculous. I can't believe this crap. You guys are really making me do this. I hate it. Yeah.
So, no, but he did announce it down, right? Was that a?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't see that because I haven't followed.
Because people were asking like, why didn't they fire him or anything like that, and I could see those guys being like, nope, he's gonna like.
You can't. Well, the reason why, and again, not that I agree with him or any of that, but from a business standpoint, usually when you have like a purchase like that, they have to do the handoff.
Yep.
So
and the purchase doesn't go through until 2023. So
I don't think he was going to stay after that handoff. But remember, that guy has been running that company. I don't even know how long Bobby Kotick has been in charge of Activision Blizzard. What, last 8 years at least? Last 8-10 years. So like, there's no way that Phil Spencer, who's going to acquire this, like because he's pretty much one of the main guys there. There's no way that they weren't going to have like a proper handoff so he could understand what their ins and outs are. And that's just how business is. Like, we don't see a lot of that stuff, but a lot of that stuff does happen. But as far as the acquisition, I think it's great for Xbox. I remember Yendi actually was one of the people who pointed this out, but it happened a lot sooner than we both thought for the whole sell-off, because remember, Yendi was saying that they did need a rebranding, especially after this.
Yep.
And I mean, this is like the perfect situation. And I think,
was it you that called it? By the way, we were asking that.
Well,
we said this during the show, and somebody called that somebody big was gonna buy them.
Yendi did. That's what I was saying.
Oh, it was
Yendi.
Okay.
Yeah, Yendi was the one who said that someone is going to end up buying them, and I agree. The reason why it worked out too, and the whole thing probably worked in their favor with the whole Kotick thing, because they probably had to sell for cheaper because of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's obviously we're saying cheaper, and it was a $30 billion deal.
Hey, but Microsoft is right there to be like, this is it.
That doesn't matter.
70 billion.
70, but again, that doesn't matter to Microsoft, because the way that they look at it is like, we're going to make so much more. Just like when Disney bought Marvel and Disney bought Star Wars, right? It was like, I forgot how much at the point it wasn't that much, but at the time they had bought them for like $4 and like $3 billion, and people were like, well, that's kind of crazy. And then they made a couple Marvel movies, and guess what? That money was made back instantly, not counting anything else that they have. So I think Microsoft is going to take that same deal. This is obviously going to enhance Game Pass, because we're just going to get all those games that are going to show up on day one. And I find it funny that people are complaining about all this when for years everyone was like, Xbox needs games, they need this, they need that. Now that they're getting companies and acquiring stuff, and the real fear is that they are going to make things first party, that people are getting scared, and then they're like, oh no, like, this is not fair. How's Microsoft able to buy all this stuff? Well, just remember, Microsoft has more money than Sony. Like, I don't know, you guys, like, that's why, especially if you watch the documentary, you would understand that this was one of those things. Like, Microsoft just has an unlimited cash flow. If they want to continue to do this, they can do it as long as they want, longer than any company pretty much, because they just have the cash flow to do it and to continue to do it. So that's why when people are like, well, Game Pass is not making money, it doesn't matter. If Microsoft wants to continue to do it, they can continue to do it to as long as they want, because every computer sold is getting Windows, and that's like $70 to $100 deal for every computer that's being sold. And guess what? We're not backing away from that anytime soon. So Microsoft has that money. Game Pass, like I said, will be the beneficiary of this, because we're just going to get so many more games to add to that already vast collection.
Yeah, and then we also talked about Game Pass, how it's probably going to go up. So
That's
now
fine.
with exactly. With the Activision, when it finally goes through and they start bringing games and stuff like that, I asked what game did I ask that? What game would want to be remade? No, it's all right. How much do you think Game Pass would be, and how much are you willing to pay?
Listen, honestly speaking, look, I don't want it to go this high, but Game Pass, if I had to pay $50.
Oh my god, dang it.
That's what I said.
Like, if I had to pay $50,
we're in the camera
Yeah.
like
if I had to pay $50, I would. I mean, why would, like, just think about it. I mean, obviously it would take away from, which would be a benefit to Microsoft, because I probably wouldn't buy as many like other games, right? But like, if they keep, again, this is if they're keeping everything the way that it is, and we're getting those day one Microsoft games, and we're getting, day one, even third party titles, and now Blizzard titles and all that stuff, it's worth it. Because I mean, think about it. You buy one of those games, let's say you bought 4 games a month. Like, I mean, not 4 games, but like, let's say you bought 4 games within a year.
Yeah.
You would still be paying like what you would be paying for Game Pass anyway. So if they went up to 50, I doubt, obviously it would be a smoother transition than straight to 50. But I mean, yeah, 50 is still, and if they're adding even more content, who knows? Like,
yeah.
let's say they start,
I call it 30.
It's worth it.
I said 30.
Nah,
So
I'm not stopping at 30, because like,
I
again,
bet if they do, they go up to 30 first, but they've always planned to go up to a higher, to 50.
yeah. And
So
again,
it
like I
doesn't seem
said,
that bad.
with all the features that you get, and I mean, like, now I've been using my Kishi some more to play on the phone, like, and just to have that on my phone, like Game Pass, like just have Game Pass titles on my phone. I mean, I could, like, if I didn't have a PlayStation and those games were not all amazing, then I could just have Game Pass and be okay, because I to play enough games, because you have enough free to play games like your Apexes and stuff like that. But then if you're telling me I'm going to get Halo, I'm going to get Starfield, I'm going to get stuff, then yeah, I'm down. Like, that's all I need, really.
yeah.
To go back to the question about how long Kotick has been CEO, here's a little tidbit. In December 1990, Kotick and his partner Brian Kelly bought a 25% stake in the almost bankrupt Activision, then known as Mediagenic. He changed the name back to Activision, performed a full restructuring of the company, and refocused the company on video games. Kotick became the CEO of Activision in February 1991. From 1997 to 2003, Activision acquired 9 development studios and released its first hit game in 1995. So he's been CEO for 31 years.
Damn.
So again, if you thought like, so my number was way off, but again, a CEO for 31 years, there's no way he's not going to do like, he has to let like financial stuff. He has to do all those handoffs. Like, there's just no way
He's had his time.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have retired a long time ago.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But there's no way that he wouldn't, like, Microsoft would bring him in, like they would like buy the company and then be like, oh, you have to go now. Like, they don't know what they're like. That's 31 years of knowledge, even though he's a shitty person. But that's 31 years of financial knowledge and like ins and outs of a company that you need to know before you can fire him. And then you'd be like, hey, listen, step down because you're a bad look on the company, which you are, you piece of shit. Anyway.
That's 12. That's 12.
Just saying.
LPF thumb up of approval. All right. Anyway, there you go. So Alan's thoughts, the Game Pass guru, himself.
Go get it if you don't have it. I still think they're doing the $1 deal. Still,
or start stacking up on Ultimate. Yeah. Anyway, going on to our last story. It's gonna be a quick one. This came out today too. More Steam Deck news. I'm probably gonna be even when I'm not host, if Steam Deck news comes out, until it comes out, I will probably give everybody a small update. But this is a new feature that they are talking about. On top of it being able to dock with mouse and keyboard, and it's literally a computer. They're adding a dynamic cloud sync, and it's a component that enables seamless save transfers. So it says, we anticipated that users will frequently suspend their Steam Deck. I keep saying Stream Deck because I have a Stream Deck, and without exiting the game, as is common with other handheld gaming devices. With dynamic cloud sync, if they then choose to play on another device, whether a PC or another Steam Deck, their progress will be there waiting for them. With dynamic cloud sync, Steam will automatically upload all modified saved games or save game data to the cloud prior to the device entering sleep mode. Users can then resume their game on a PC, on any PC, laptop, or other device. I can't talk. Steam will also Steam will also automatically download any save game changes when users return to their Steam Deck and wake up the device. So before it enters sleep mode, it's going to save for you, upload it, and then I can come to my computer and just pick up my game from where I left off. I feel like there's a lot more hidden stuff that they're just going to slowly just keep leaving the breadcrumbs all the way up until release. But this is crazy. So I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. I know that other companies are trying to do it. What was it? Google Stadia, all that stuff. Them having the idea of like, oh, you can stop the game in your living room and then go into your office and start playing, stuff like that. And it looks like Valve came out and said, "No, this is how you really do it." I mean, we don't have it.
Everyone is just doing it better.
we haven't done it yet, or we don't have it yet, so we don't know how it's gonna work. But what are you guys thinking about it? Do you have any more thoughts on Steam Deck right now? I know Yendi's still kind of iffy about buying it because you don't really play handheld. But essentially, it's literally a computer now. I mean, it's always been a computer, but that's what people have to really look into. It's not just a console; it's a computer in your hand. So, what did you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, it's doing it. I think Steam Deck's going to be a good thing, for sure. I just am usually skeptical about getting like day one stuff, especially when it's new hardware kind of things. But I mean, listen, if they can execute on all those, it's only going to get better after this one. So if they can execute on all the plans that they have, I feel like having the dynamic cloud kind of thing is kind of the new norm now, because I mean, both the next gen consoles have it. It's kind of weird that PCs don't have that yet, but just
Right?
like for PC gaming itself, but like most of the consoles, you can. But I guess with PC, they see it more as I can just minimize my screen and keep the game in the background kind of thing. So I think that's where the trade-off kind of thing is. So yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like it said, it's a common thing in. I feel like it's almost a necessity at this point where I don't want, once I come back to a game, especially if it's just a gaming console, I kind of expect it to be able to start right where I left off.
Yeah.
Even if I like let it down or something like that, because the next gen consoles do it.
Yeah, my thing is that because autosave has always been a thing. When you get a certain point, it autosaves, or you just save it yourself before you stop playing the game. But I've had I don't think other things like right before it falls asleep, like the console knows it's going to sleep, that it automatically saves it again for you. Because I feel like I've had situations on Switch where I put it to rest. My Switch, I didn't play for a couple of days. My Switch ended up dying. I booted it up, and then it was like it wasn't a corrupt file or anything, but I ended up starting way before the last point I ended. So
yeah, I wasn't talking about the Switch. I was talking about PS5.
Well, PS5 and stuff like that. I mean, I'm
Xbox.
just thinking of that certain situation. But Yendi, what do you think?
First of all, I have an issue with what they say in this article about it being a formidable rival to the Switch. I don't think they're comparable at all. One's a PC, one's a console.
Console handheld. Like,
yeah. But this is a great feature. I mean, yeah. It should be something that's standard and new consoles going forward because it's such a great feature. Pick up on the Steam, go back to your PC and continue exactly where you left off. Awesome. Or just exactly where you left off on the Steam Deck. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, and it would be kind of tone deaf of them to not include something like that. But yeah, I'm still on the fence on this deck. I will surely not get it because to me it's just an underpowered handheld PC, which I don't. I have no need for.
Yeah.
I have no need for, and I would play it for maybe a month, and then once that honeymoon phase goes away, I'm like, why the fuck did I just spend $700 on something I don't play anymore? But the market out there for people who like mobile games, especially those who commute to work either through subway or bus or something, man, perfect. Being able to actually play real big boy games on a mobile device, I mean, that'd be great, man. That'd be great.
My fat ass thought about sandwiches. I was like, why you bring up sandwiches instead of the Subway?
If you're in Subway and you want to play your Steam,
you could play your Steam.
That's a weird spot, but okay.
That's why I do all my mobile gaming.
They still haven't talked about. I'm still waiting to hear about their own docking station. I know they said you can just hook up, but they said they were making their own. So I wonder when we get that. But anyway, that's gonna. All right. Do you guys have anything else to say before I conclude?
No, sir.
Did you ask Alan if he thinks? Alan, do you think they're gonna make a second Steam Deck?
Oh yes, that's a good idea.
A Steam Deck 2?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
okay.
They have
to think so.
Well, I mean, they have to. I mean, because the thing is, at the end of that, at some point, 5-6 years from now, those pieces are going to become out of date. And I mean, I don't think they have any like customizable pieces, right? Like,
no, you can't open it yourself. But
Yeah,
I was
so
wondering. So I said at some point they're gonna stop because they always end up stopping. They don't always keep up with their products. So Yenny thinks they'll make a second one. I think if they do make a second one, it'll probably end there. I don't think it depends on where the market is at the time. Because if somebody else picks it up, if Nintendo decides like, oh, we're gonna make a beefy Switch like this, and or somebody else where they can play all these games or something like that, then maybe.
I think Steam has the perfect market for something like this to continue for them, especially because of their library and stuff like that. But again, if you don't have anything that's going to be upgradable, at some point the games, even like maybe they'll wait longer than a normal console run because it is going to be a PC game. But at some point, the games that you're going to try to run from your Steam Deck is going to become outdated because you can't upgrade
keep
that
up with that.
you can't keep that system. So unless they put because even like our phones, right, are the same thing. Like you could still play certain amount of games or and then you have at some point upgrade it. So I feel like they're going to have the option to upgrade it or do something to make it an upgradable. So I think we'll see one more. After that would be I think would definitely be what the market looks like, how many people are actually playing mobile kind of thing before they But Valve makes smart decisions. They know when to sell their products, when to put a new one out and stuff like that. So I think they'll but I do think we'll get another one.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for us, guys. That's going to be today's show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you all. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we will see you on the debrief on Friday. So be sure to catch up on Boba Fett and catch up on our latest episodes there. And until next time, guys, last place fire team.
Last team place.
Team place out. Fire team.
Last team place.
So